Can you please shut the door a little? We're in, folks. We're in. We're in. A little different setup, but we're here and we're live and we're having fun and the people are rolling in. Just firing off a couple more texts. Oh, you can't see the flag. There we go. That's better. That's better. That's better. 4 people. What's going on, everybody? Just want to do a quick mic check. Can someone let me know in the chat if you can hear me all right? Wow. It looks a little weird. It sounds a little weird. I misplaced my previous headset, an undisclosed location. I won't say where, but I will be up and running normal setup next week. Dark and dreary. Dark and dreary. Thank you, Scott. Delay is much better than Twitch. Team YouTube. Let's go YouTube.
Hi, Dad.
Not yet, Taylor. Not yet. You are not to be shown yet. Just waiting on the folks to get in. I wish so far this is just like kind of a smoother setup, I feel, than Twitch was. So I hope this is a journey for all of us. No, you may think our apartment is a closet, but it is actually not. Yeah, I guess the light's good. The light's good, Taylor. Thank you. I want to maybe fix this. Let's do this. I just want to make it so there. I think that's cool. I like that. Now you guys can see me. I kind of like it when it's darker, but that's fine. Light is better. This is the yak. Oh man, all my I guess we're gonna be a little lacking on people this week, but that's okay. It's not gonna stop my show. To the 2 people that are here, awesome. This is the yak. Got a little family reunion in the chat, it seems. This is the yak. YouTube, Twitch. How do we get Coach Ciano on here? I wish I could. I really do. The Grabbies don't miss a live stream. 2 listeners in Westchester. Wait a minute. Westchester, what are you doing over there? I don't like the side profile I'm showing. It's not. I'm not gonna be able to get it away. It's very, very makeshift setup going on right now. But while we let me just bring this over here. Perfect. That's better. I like that. Uh-oh. Oh, how do I share a screen? That's going to be a problem. No. Oh, I don't know how to do that on YouTube. Damn, how am I going to do that? the Bucks. Edit. Customization. Oh man, I made a nice PowerPoint. Come on, I gotta be able to share a screen. Mm-hmm. Chat, give me 1 second. YouTube's going to be a problem. I made a nice PowerPoint and now I can't share it. So maybe I can finagle this. Oh, this could kind of be cool. Whoa. Oh my God. I hate this. All right, we're winging this because I have really no other choice here. I can't really see it too well, but maybe if I, whoa. Nope. Just need this to turn more. So. Okay, it's backwards. That sucks, but I'm gonna get started. Okay, it's gonna be tough. YouTube, I guess, maybe not better than Twitch because I can't share my screen, which is very, very annoying. But we're gonna figure it out and move forward from there. Certainly a little rattled right now, but we're gonna be okay. Rocking the 03 T-shirt bought from Scarlet Fever for Olake Fatukase, our middle linebacker, number 3. Wanted to show some support for him. It was really cool that they had their shirts there. But it was. I recommend everybody go there. Taylor, if you would love to come in and show off your cool hat that you got, now I welcome you in to come show it off. Very cool hat. Adidas. I know we got some Adidas people in the chat. Not going to name any names, Brian McCarthy, but you know. Check out that cool bucket hat. Look how cool that is. No sunburn for her at High Points. Oh, SHI Stadium. Come on, show off the back. Wow. Light, effective, stylish. Let's go. All right, well, let's get this preview going. Wow. I kind of actually don't hate this setup. But I recommend it. They have all these shirts in black, red, and white. Maybe 3 of us all get them in different shirts. I don't know when I'll wear it next, but here we go. I included some pictures from the Delaware game. I think we had some really standout performances. We'll get into that later, but of course, we have Bo Melton's touchdown catch in the first quarter in our end zone that we were sitting in. Really awesome. Aaron Kirkshank. I'm not sure if this was the actual punt return, but literally all I wanted was a special teams touchdown this week, and he delivered, which was awesome. And we finally got some awesome action from Pop, also known as Isaiah Pacheco. So I thought it was a really awesome game all around. Before we get started, I'd love to get the chat. You know, I'm all about engagement, people talking. We're going to the Big House, the biggest stadium, I believe. I don't know if it's North America, but definitely the United States, 110,000. It's not my favorite stadium. Obviously, I don't even look how small the football field looks. That's 110 yards from end zone to end zone, or 120 yards. And it looks like a tennis court. I definitely would love to go out there eventually. I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite college stadium. I love most of the Big Ten. I actually have a poster I wanted to unravel and get framed with all of the stadiums for Division I football. Really cool. You can mark out which ones you went to, when you went to, what was the score of the game. But that's awesome, Scott. I love it. But what's your favorite stadium? I'm gonna, maybe I'm pandering to the audience. Belen Stadium, Virginia Tech is awesome. It's 66,000. It feels like there's 100,000 there. It's awesome. Tailgate scene. I really love what Rutgers has to offer, especially last week. We'll get into that with a couple pictures coming up, but it's a really great scene with all the different lots. And what's your favorite tradition? I included the Ohio dotting the I. People always love that. Obviously, our amazing band. But there's the best thing about college football, in my opinion, is the pageantry, the fans, the stadiums, the bands, all that stuff. It's awesome. So I would love to know what everybody's favorite is. I'm expecting a couple people maybe to say LSU, Death Valley, maybe Clemson's intro, Virginia Tech's intro. All that stuff is very exciting. But I haven't really tailgated that many college games. I've only really tailgated Rutgers. I was at Penn State, but it was rainy and crappy weather, so I didn't get a good feel for that. I don't know if I'd want to get a good feel for that. When I was in Madison, I only really went to the bars. Where else have I been? Virginia Tech's awesome. Virginia Tech's super awesome. Everybody's wearing orange. But yeah, like other traditions, like at the end of it's the first quarter, Iowa waves to their student section, which is really, or not student section, the Children's Hospital, which, if I was a fan in the stands, I'd probably get emotional every time. I don't even know how the players. I'm about to ban some people in the chat real quick. I'm about to ban some people. All right, you like sitting on grass at UVA? Give me a break. Get a real stick. Get some real stand. You're sitting on grass. Yeah, SEC tailgates are probably amazing. They probably go all out. Plenty. I really would love to. Perhaps. Has anybody ever said anything about Tuscaloosa other than that's where Alabama is? Like nobody's going to Tuscaloosa. Nobody. It's probably not nice. It's really probably not. Nobody has really ever mentioned anything great about Tuscaloosa. I'm just being honest. Westchester. When I say Golden, you say Rams. Golden. But of course, if we're going to talk SEC tailgating, Ole Miss, they all kind of like raise their nose a little bit to everybody else. But I really appreciate all of the comments coming through. But let's get started with a quick recap of the tailgate that us and some friends had this past weekend. It was awesome from start to finish, from when we left from Stanford to Piscataway at 7:30 a.m. to when we went to bed at, I guess, 11 p.m., midnight. Awesome day. Everything was awesome. Plenty of food, plenty of beer, lots of stuff going on. We were surprised with some, there was like a Barstool promotion going on there. So plenty of Barstool dudes got to meet PFT and Hank, which was awesome. If anybody's a Part of My Take fan, super down to earth guys. Not throwing any shots at PFT, but my dude is definitely tired. Well, not tired, tiny. Awesome dude though. Really great guys. Saw Jeff D'Lo, if anybody's a trivia fan. Really, really cool. Got to give a shout out to Baby Rose. She learned how to cheers everybody. I couldn't get any videos on here, but we taught her how to cheers, which was awesome. We got Rose here with Jen. I don't want to name any names, just to be careful. I don't know who's watching. I don't know who's doing anything. But we were teaching her how to play flip cup up here. You can't really see it too well. Tommy Smokes from Barstool. Somebody I won't name doing a crazy TikTok trend. Ron Harper, he wasn't at the tailgate, but they walked past the tailgate. It was really awesome. This was the tailgate here, Taylor and I inside the stadium. It was a really awesome day. Some more Rose action. If you can see her up there, it would have been a lot clearer if I was able to share it. But it was an awesome time. Everybody that was there, I think, had a really awesome time. I would say the only negative thing was at the tailgate because we were on the asphalt. It was really hot. But outside of that, we stayed hydrated. And we stayed motivated at the same time. I think with all that great news, though, unfortunately comes some bad news. My mom thought I didn't know, but of course I did know. We had a starter in Max Melton and special teams player Chris Long suspended for a paintball incident. I think they shot like 3 people I don't have an explanation. I can't give excuses. Come on, man, is perfect. But I think Greg Schiano did the only thing he could to, and that was to suspend them. We don't know if it's going to be for a game throughout the rest of the season, but it is going to be at least for Michigan, and we'll get into that and how it impacts it once we preview Michigan. It's not a good thing to lose anybody. It's always bad to it's always bad to have any type of negative publicity, especially when we're 3-0 and we're really rolling, and we had a really awesome performance against Delaware. So it's disappointing to see, but also it's. I mean, we're accustomed to these things. I mean, at least it's not a credit card scandal. We don't have anybody trying to apparently kill their girlfriends like we've had in previous instances where you had like a conspiracy to commit murder. I don't even remember the guy's name, but it stinks. It stinks. It's sad. Max Melton, I think he has 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, a blocked punt, and his brother's on the team. His brother's probably one of our best offensive players, if not our best offensive players. So it's really disappointing to see all that happen. But at the same time, Greg Schiano did what he had to do. Other programs, you let this stuff go under the rug, and then it comes to really bite you in the ass towards the end of the year, especially when we're making a push for a bowl game. So this is where the negativity, the unfortunate, the bad vibes stay. We're going to leave them here. We're going to move on. I'm sure we'll continue to see headlines to talk about it during the game. But for now, we're done with it here. And we're going to move on to the state of the Big Ten. Again, I don't think it's backwards. And if it is, I apologize. I have some things highlighted that I just wanted to talk about. We're definitely going to start out with Rutgers. 3-0, 3-game winning streak, going to Ann Arbor this game. It's our first 3-0 start since 2012. I believe they started 7-0 that year. I was a senior in high school. It's my brother's junior year. I think it was Kyle Flood's first year as head coach. They may have even been co-Big Ten champs that year. It was a special time. I would say those next 2 years were Rutgers doing really well, relevant nationally, but, not breaking through any barriers necessarily. But, it's really awesome to be 3-0. I think everybody that is a Rutgers fan, Rutgers athletics fan, Rutgers alum, person that lives in New Jersey should be excited, happy that their state university is putting a nice product on the field. Whether it looks sloppy at times or not, they're winning games. It's just all that matters. Penn State, have to highlight them. Whiteout game was amazing. I told everybody, I screamed it. Take the point or give the points. It was -6. I think even went down to -4. They covered it. They won by 8, 28-0, 28-20 against Auburn. Bo Nix, not a good quarterback. The refs gave Auburn every chance in the world to come back in that game. Truly, truly, truly. Look back and watch that. They made them punt on 3rd down when it showed 4th down, and they really screwed it up. But they deserve all the credit. They're definitely, people are going to put Iowa ahead of Penn State, but Penn State, in my opinion, right now, best performing team in the country, arguably not best performing team in the country, best performing team in the Big Ten, probably the best resume in the country. A win at Wisconsin, a win at home against a ranked SEC team. You got to give them credit when credit's due. And of course, Michigan State beating Miami kind of let us know Miami's not a good team this year. The Alabama game week 1 that they played, maybe we don't really know how good Alabama is because Miami is just, they're not putting it together. Something's wrong. Derek King's not healthy. Manny Diaz, probably just not a great head coach. And they're just not doing it. They got talent down there. They got all the resources in the world. They just can't put it together on the field. And I got to highlight Nebraska. Yes, they're at the bottom of the standings here. I don't think they're the worst team in the Big Ten. I don't even think they're the worst team in the Big Ten West, but the rankings will show otherwise. They went toe-to-toe with Oklahoma, who's definitely a more talented team, better coached team, offensively one of the most dominant teams in the country. And they stick with them toe-to-toe. I think it was in Nebraska, in Lincoln. But you got it. I don't. Their ranking, their standing doesn't really reflect where they are as a team. This is not a Penn State channel, but I did tell people if they wanted to win money to bet Penn State, and I really hope you all did. I think that highlights all of this. Oh, Indiana. Indiana just lost. I think Cincinnati covered, and I believe the game was in Indiana. Michael Penix is just really not a good quarterback. I'm sure he'll come out against us and throw for 4 touchdowns or whatever. But, it kind of shows that last year was a fluke for them. But I still think I'm liking our chances against them. Not to look past Michigan, not to look past Ohio State, not to look past Michigan State, but Indiana. Hopefully that gives us another Big Ten win for the season. Now, to get into a quick recap of Rutgers versus Delaware, the passing game was not good. It wasn't. It wasn't good. It was perfect. It was great. Noah Vedral goes 21 for 26, I think, 300-plus yards, I think 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, very few balls that were in question that could be turned over. But it was. I think we can all agree we got to see some exciting down the field plays, long touchdowns, things that stretched the field. He obviously had time in the pocket, which made sense just because of the talent differential and also the weight differential between our offensive line and their defensive line. I think this is exactly what we needed to do before Big Ten play. I said that I just wanted to see a clean game from the passing offense. And I got more than that. I got an explosive, high-powered passing offense, which was awesome. Vedral, it's no lie to say, or it's no secret that he doesn't have the strongest arm, but he certainly is accurate. I think he might be the most accurate passer right now statistically in the Big Ten. So I think he's completing like 70% of his passes. The ones that he doesn't complete are sometimes even like behind the line of scrimmage and at people's or at players' feet. So if he can figure those out, he could be even maybe more accurate. But it was really a breath of fresh air to see some awesome passing. Would have loved to have seen more running, but some of our offensive drives were just short. I think we had the touchdown that Brandon Sanders played, which I'll get into as a pro. Might have been our first play off of like a punt return. It was just like quick offensive series that resulted in points. The cons that we have to talk about was the rush defense. This is the complete opposite conversation that we had when we talked Syracuse. We dominated them they couldn't run the ball against. So that's a team that wants to run the ball. We didn't do very well. We let up some really big plays. I think we let up like a 60 or 70-yard run. It didn't result in that play wasn't a touchdown. I think it ultimately did result in a touchdown, but it was just a poor rush defense, and that's not what we're going to want to see against Michigan, because then it's going to be a long day. I think we'll get into it in the Michigan game or the Michigan preview, but it's a team that's going to want to run the ball. Some other cons, tackling, I guess. I had a text from my mom at halftime. She's like, "Why is Greg Schiano so mad? Why is he yelling at his players?" Well, one, he's coaching, he's chopping, he's getting his boys in line, and he's right. We missed a lot of tackles. We cannot do that against Michigan, and we'll get into that. I think that we saw consistency from the rush defense against Temple and Syracuse, 2 teams that probably should be better than Delaware, definitely from a talent perspective. But we have to be able to tackle, and we can't let up big plays. So those are definitely some cons. But the pros, like I went into, obviously the passing game. The passing defense wasn't bad, but it's going to be tough down a starting corner. And our special teams were amazing. We almost saw 2 touchdowns, a kickoff return, almost went for a touchdown, and a punt return that did go for a touchdown. Aaron Kirkshake won co-Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Year. Not sure who the other one was. It should have been Adam Korsak. I think he had another punt that got down at the 1-yard line. The man is incredible. I think he's going to be a differentiating factor going into Big Ten play. Yeah, you don't want to punt the ball a lot, but if you're going to punt, you might as well stick your opposing offense in a tough spot to go like a long distance to score any type of points. So the takeaways: good passing, solid pass defense, and amazing special teams. So let's just keep those things going and improve on our running attack and our run defense. With that being said, let's get into Michigan. It's impossible to talk about Michigan without talking about 2014. Where were you? I believe it was an October game, night game, blackout. I still have the shirt back in Barnegat. Blocked punt by Kamoka Toure to give us our first ever Big Ten win. Really awesome time. Janarian Grant had a huge game. Miss him. Got Darius Hamilton down here. Former 5-star Don Bosco. We're going to get more of those soon, so let's just hope that Greg Schiano can keep doing what he wants. But it was an awesome game, and I could not include these pictures because it's something that will just never escape my mind. There may be somebody in the chat right now that was at that game with me, and I celebrated on their shoulders, which was awesome when we stormed the field. So looking for more moments like that as the season and the years proceed. This is our first conference game of the year, and it's literally on the biggest stage in the country. Too big? I don't think so. I think Greg Schiano has to have us focused. I don't think it's going to be easy for the team to be 100% focused with all this paintball gun stuff going on in the program. I think, though, that we have been in positions like this in the past. I believe our first road Big Ten game in 2014 was in the shoe in Columbus, the year that Ohio State won the national championship. It didn't go well. It did not go well. But that team is way better than what Michigan is now, and we're better than we were in 2014. I think there's some things that are a little bit different about that team, but right now I think we have guys who are bought into a culture and can really compete and are going to fight tooth and nail to really fight till the clock strikes zero. So we're going to see what happens with that game. But like I said earlier, it's our first 3-0 start since 2012, so we're trending in the right direction. But Michigan is looking not like they did, especially not like last year when we went to a 3-overtime game in Piscataway against them, ultimately losing. But the team that they have is relatively the same that they had back then. They definitely got some transfers in, but not many. They lost their number one wide receiver, Ronnie Bell, I think his name was. I think he tore his ACL. So their passing game is struggling. So they're back, but they're back because their running game, and that's exactly what they're going to want to do. And Harbaugh's showing that. It's what he did when he was in Stanford. It's just where they're going to find success. They got some big, meaty boys who can block, really get a push, and it's going to be tough if our rush defense continues to do what they did against Delaware, against Michigan. It's not going to be pretty, but I don't believe that's going to be the case because there's no reason why we should not be able to play the type of defense we did against them, against Michigan, that we did against Syracuse and Temple. Like, we have the same players. Our front seven's all the same. Our safeties are the same. We're just down one starter. So I'm really looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be a lot closer. We'll get into the spread later when we go through the whole college football slate, but their passing game isn't too strong. Their quarterback, Cade McNamara, is the quarterback that came in for Joe Milton in the second half of the game last year and kind of like tore us apart. But I think that's one of those things where you don't scheme for this type of quarterback, and I think that's what hurt us. So I think it's going to be a much closer, hard-nosed fight for the entire game. The fans are going to make an impact, obviously, in Michigan. They're back. They're loud. It's a nationally televised game at 3:30 on ABC. Everybody tune in. But that's what they're going to want to do. What are we going to want to do? Protect the ball, which we've done. They don't have any turnovers or giveaways, and neither do we. So let's protect the ball. Let's force them to do something stupid. Let's play clean football. We are in like top 10 in penalties. We have about like 7 penalties on the year. I think there were 2 penalties last game, and most of them were like roughing the quarterback, like 2 of them. So, those are like effort plays in my opinion, guys that are trying to do too much, or not doing enough in the time when they should. So I do think we play clean football. I think we make the most out of it, and it's going to be a fought game. I don't think this is a game if people are going to want to just say, oh, Rutgers is going to get blown out, Rutgers isn't going to fight, I don't think that's the right outlook. Michigan, as good as they look, they have 2 wins they have Western Michigan, Northern Illinois, and Washington. Washington, before they lost to Michigan in week 2, lost to Montana. Montana is an FCS school. What did we do to an FCS school? We dominated them. So clearly Washington isn't where they should be. They started the season ranked. It was a ranked matchup when they did play. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was because they got bounced because of their loss to Montana. But I do think it's a game that, people are high on Michigan. And I think they have every right to be. They haven't shown any reason to doubt them. They just don't have the resume right now to kind of prove that. They don't have the resume that Penn State did. Like, people are so high on Michigan and so down on Ohio State, and the concerns about Ohio State are completely justified, but they have a loss against a top 5 Oregon team who's looking very good and has been very good. Mario Cristobal clearly has a good team on the field. So while we're very low on Ohio State, we're very high on Michigan. And I think that polarization is just a little too stark for me. While Michigan is definitely a more talented team and they have a little bit more tenure on the coaching staff, Greg Schiano can get it done, man. Greg Schiano can get it done, and I think he's going to have his boys ready. I think this is a game we can win. More times than not, I think we'll lose it. But at the same time, we protect the ball. We can establish an offense, and we forced Michigan to have long, extended drives that don't involve any type of long running. It's like long, broken down run plays that go for big chunk yards. Hopefully, we can eliminate that stuff. If we do, I think we might be celebrating on Saturday. I'm just hoping for nothing but what do we want to call it? A blowout. That won't be good for anybody. Nationalized game. People are going to be watching it. There's going to be probably 1 million Michigan fans watching it. So hopefully we can match that audience for the Scarlet Knights as well. But how do we measure success? Number one, we improve on what we did bad the previous week. We tackle, we stop their running game, and we continue to protect the ball, and we continue to do the things we did well. Succeed on special teams. I do think we have a better special teams unit than they do. Everybody's back, and we literally have the accolades to back it as well. I don't know if he was Big Ten punter of the year, but he was all Big Ten punter, all Big Ten kick return, and Aaron Kirkshank. And we have a unit of guys who are young. They want to win. They want to hit. So, let's win it on special teams. Let's win it on defense, and let's protect the ball on offense. Let's not give Michigan any easy chances to score. That to me is something you can do with coaching, and I think that's what we have. So it's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be, I think it's going to be your stereotypical Big Ten football game. At the end of the first quarter, it could be 6-0, 3-0, 7-0, maybe 0-0. I don't believe it'll be high scoring because I think the defenses on both teams are better than their offenses. Things to look out for Michigan is certainly their defense, their front seven, not so much their secondary. They have a guy, Aiden Hutchinson, under 97, their defensive end. Looking back, watch some tape. The dude's good. I mean, anybody that wears 97 is typically a baller. I mean, you got like both Bosa brothers. We got Mike Turandolf for Rutgers. Like, these guys are dogs. So watch him. I'm really excited to see our matchup from probably Roquan O'Neal. I think Holland Pierce is playing at right tackle, who's like 6'7", 320. Dude's huge. If he can keep his feet and keep him in front of him, I think it could really give us some help and some leverage on offense. But it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a hard-fought game, and we're going to have to watch it to the end. I just want to read up. I see some stuff going on in the chat. What does Rutgers have to do to get national audience to respect us on Saturday? Number one, this can't be the last time we might have been on national television. It might have been against Michigan. It might have been my senior year, and we might have lost 72-0. Obviously, that's not going to happen this year. It's just not going to happen. They don't have Jabril Peppers. They don't have Rashawn Gary out there. They don't have those players that they did when they almost beat Ohio State later on in November. We got to fight. We got to prove what we're good at. We keep doing, and I think Greg Schiano will be the reason that we get respect. He is a proven coach, except for his one stint in the NFL, which clearly is not easy to do. Look at Urban Meyers right now, or even Nick Saban when he was on the Dolphins. It's not easy to do to go to the NFL. But I think Greg Schiano is the number one reason because he's the guy that's revitalizing this program. So see him on the sideline, see him coaching up our guys, getting us ready, hearing what he has to say in the post-game interviews or the mid-game interviews. He's one part. The other part is obviously, yes, I'm wearing pants, Derek. What the hell kind of question is that? I'll show you. They're from Target. They're my favorite shorts right now. Got the Target logo right there. They're amazing. I recommend everybody get them. I am wearing shorts. Okay, myth busted. Underwear. I guess you call these compression shorts. Can you see? Yeah, compression shorts. I guess whatever you want to call them. Briefs. All right. I'm not from South Jersey. I wear underwear. All right. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Now let me focus back in. What else we got going on here? Some other things I met. Can we get some more details on next week's giveaway? I have to go to the store. Taylor won't be here this weekend, so maybe I'll go shopping and go on a shopping spree and get some giveaways. No, this is an OnlyFans. Yeah, where the tips at? There's got to be a way to tip on here. Somebody find it. This is what everybody has to see. I just got a text from my mom. Stop showing your underwear. I might just do it in my underwear. Maybe I'll do that. Everybody say, actually, everybody in the chat, can everybody say, hi, Marianne. Hi. You know what the giveaway will be? The giveaway will be her vodka sauce recipe. I know we all didn't get to enjoy much at the tailgate. She doesn't need to know that. But the giveaway will be her vodka sauce recipe, all right? Everybody say, hi, Marianne. And spell it the way Taylor spelled it. Don't spell it any other way. No, you guys do that. Here's my mouse. Hold on. I'm using a Mac. I'm not used to using a Mac. What else we got going on here? It is a trap. I see a comment from, what's this guy's name? Henry Grabe? I think that's his name. It's a trap game. I agree with that. You know, they're hot. They feel hot. They're overlooking at us. They're overlooking Rutgers, and hopefully we shock them. Let's see. It's not a Penn State channel. It's a respect channel for loyal fans. We'll figure out a giveaway. People tuning in, giving some love. Absolutely. We do have a good offense. I am a football guy. I answered that question. It's not an Ohio State channel. Plans for the game, I think I covered. What else? We want the eggplant recipe. I like that. Damn, there was something I want. There is actually something. Dino, great question. Preview of Rutgers basketball. Tickets are on sale. They have some really awesome plans, maybe in like the upper levels. But I think you can get 4 games for like $75. Obviously, for that to be worth it, would have to include Big Ten play. But in just a quick recruiting recap, we're in the running for 4 4-star recruits right now, one of which is a top 35 player. I think he's like a stretch wing. So think like, I don't know, like maybe like more of a Ron Harper with some length. But like we're always talking about, I can't wait for basketball season because we're going to have so much to talk about for that. But Rutgers basketball is positioned in a very good spot right now. Obviously, we lost some guys. You know, we're going to miss Miles Johnson, and not to transition to football to basketball. This will be quick. You know, we lost Miles Johnson, but we have Cliff Omarui, who is I stood behind him going into the football game. The largest person I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know how humans are that big or how they're even that athletic. It's ridiculous. It's truly wild. But I have confidence in them. I'm really looking forward to seeing where Gio's back for a 5th year. Hopefully he should be healthy all year. Ron should be good to go. I think Ron got hurt actually last year too. Like, I can't wait for Rutgers basketball. The rack is going to be rocking. It's going to be a lethal place to watch a football game or basketball game. One thing I do want to say, and we all should try to do that, we should immediately buy tickets to the Seton Hall game at, the Prudential Center in Newark. We need to make that place we need to paint it scarlet. There's no reason we can't be there, and at least 30% of us are there. So we need to find a way to get all of us there. We whether we live in Hoboken, I live in Connecticut, people live in South Jersey, North Jersey, wherever. It's pretty. You can get to Newark relatively easy, whether you're driving or obviously there's traffic or train. So put it on your calendars. I'll tweet out the. I'll tweet out this. Fuck me, Jesus. I'll tweet out the date, and it'll be an awesome game. It's a great rivalry game. The last time we played, I think we started out with a 14-0 lead. It was incredible. That was at the rack. The Prudential's a nice place to watch a game, so put it on your calendars. Let's try to get there. So yeah, I mean that really recaps Rutgers versus Michigan. Taylor, we are talking about the Rutgers Seton Hall game. But I really think we all need, just like we all had an awesome tailgate at outside in the Scarlet Lot for this past football game, the basketball games are awesome. They're shorter, less of a commitment. And yes, there will be a meet and greet at any of the basketball games or any of the football games. So let's keep that on the lookout. Now this is gonna be a little hard for me to do because I'm gonna be doing it like this. But let's get into this week's college football slate. Going the wrong way. I don't have much to comment. I probably can't see this. Damn. Wait, can you? I'm just gonna talk about the games. Wait, let's see. Wait. Oh. We're making it work. I freaking hate this laptop. I hate it so much. I wish I didn't forget my my webcam. I will never make this mistake again. I'm definitely gonna look for a lock. I delivered last week. I want to deliver. I want to deliver again. None of these games I imagine we're going to be watching. I was curious. I was like, App State, good team, good defense, but Marshall beat them last year pretty handily. So I don't want to. I don't want to touch this game. Charlotte, Middle Tennessee State. What are we even looking at right now? Wake Forest versus Virginia. Virginia. I know we got a huge Virginia fan in the chat. These are Friday games? What's today? Today is the 22nd. So yeah, these are Friday games. I didn't do very well on the Friday games this past weekend. One thing that does surprise me though is Liberty favored by 6 against Syracuse in Syracuse. That might be something worth looking. I wouldn't even be shocked to touch the under here. They're a team that wants to run the ball. They're kind of sloppy. I don't know if Dino Babers, I think is his name, is going to be the coach long term there. John Casillo, I try to keep this family friendly, but I'm going to, if they got kids around, cover their ears. Fuck that guy. All right. He's going to talk shit about Rutgers 9/11 memorial jerseys and them filming something at Ground Zero. What a miserable piece of shit. We don't like him. Let's move on from that. I'm going to bring it back to my PG persona. We'll talk. If you want to learn more about that, talk to me offline. These games are just not interesting. These are not locks. We're not interested in this. Minnesota, 31 points. This is a team that's going to want to run the ball and play defense. Tanner Morgan's been playing really great as a quarterback, but that's a lot of points. Like I think Bowling Green covered against Tennessee in Tennessee. I almost kind of like that, but again, that's too many points to mess around with, in my opinion. I guess they're anticipating that Bowling Green scores 20 points roughly. Like, I don't know. That's a lot of points. It's just not something worth touching, in my opinion. Game that's interesting here, not Kentucky, South Carolina, but Notre Dame, Wisconsin, live from Soldier Field. College game day is going to be there. A really must-watch game. I almost like, let's see, I'm trying to think. I haven't watched much Wisconsin. I don't believe they played last week. Notre Dame they almost lost to Florida State. Florida State lost to Jacksonville State. I think they're 0-3, actually. I think they lost again last week. So for Notre Dame to go to overtime against that team and win is great, but I don't think it tells you much about Notre Dame. I think the problem is we don't really know what Wisconsin is. It could very well go under. But I think I would want as a true Big Ten fan, I think I'm going Wisconsin -6.5. And Jalen Berger, Don Bosco, running back, he was a Rutgers target. We didn't get him. They're expecting a lot out of him. So, not my lock, but certainly a game to look out for. Ball State versus Toledo. Who are we kidding? San Jose State versus Western Michigan. I definitely like Western Michigan here -3. I don't know much about San Jose State, but I Western Michigan right there. I think it's double tank. Yeah, so let's look at that. Texas State, Eastern Michigan, no thanks. Maryland -14.5 against Kent State. Maryland had a tough time last Friday in Champaign, Illinois, against the Fighting Illini. Real question marks. But I'll tell you one thing. Taulia Tagovailoa, Tua's brother, he could play. He's an athlete. When Rutgers played him last year, he was hurt, or maybe he had COVID, one of those things. He didn't play, thank God. But he's a quick dude, a little reckless with the ball, but extremely talented. That's a high over. I know nothing about Kent State, But I do think this is a team, Maryland, if they can protect the ball, and I'm not going to do that. I am not going to be recapping that game. But I think this is a game that Maryland should definitely win. Um, Purdue. Oh, what happened there? Okay. Why does it have to be opposite on the Mac? Why when I go up, it goes down. When I go down, it goes up. Jeez. Illinois versus Purdue. This could be a game that very well goes under. I almost kind of like that here. Coastal Carolina. I mean, Massachusetts is one of the worst teams in the country, but Coastal Carolina did not cover. They did not cover against. I don't know who it was they played last week, but they didn't cover. They won by. They were favored by I think 18 or 14, and they won by 2 or 3. So I can't ride Coastal anymore. They burnt me. Illinois versus Purdue though. Purdue's a well-coached team. They play good defense. They got a great defensive end. I don't know his name, number 5, I think. But I kind of like the under here because I think Illinois is going to have a tough time scoring against them. Ohio State probably doesn't cover this. Just going to be honest. 49 points. I'm sorry if you guys can't see the numbers. I apologize. I'm just kind of pointing. I don't know if Ohio State covers that. If they don't, though, if you don't cover a 50-point spread, oh well. But their defense just hasn't been good. I mean, if they score 7, if Akron scores 7 points, I think that cover. I think that spread's dead. So this is not the most exciting slate so far. I haven't really looked at it. Boise State versus Utah State. We're not touching that, but 70 is freaking high. Oof. If this game's too high, but I've been liking Duke. I feel like Duke's been covering. Is Ohio State bad this year? Their defense is. The defense is straight up bad, and they have a quarterback problem. Despite the dude passing for 400 yards, passing for 5 touchdowns, he's just not Justin Fields. Your expectation is Justin Fields from here on out. They may have that in Quinn Ewers, but the dude's 17 years old. I think we're going to see a change of quarterback just to change it up, to get the narrative off of Ohio State's back. So definitely look for that. I do think CJ Stroud's been playing a little bit better, just not perfect. And that's what they expect there. That's the difference between Ohio State, Alabama, and everybody else. They expect perfection. And when they don't get it, you get on the hot seat. People were calling Ryan Day one of the best coaches in the country. I still think he is, but they're facing a little bit of adversity, and now they're outside. I think they're number 11 or 10. I still think they're a top 10 team, but they got to figure out that defense, man. They really, really do. Let's see what else we got. Boston College versus Missouri. I don't know anything about Missouri, man. I think Boston College lost their quarterback. I do love Jeff Hafley, who was, I think, the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. He's done a really good job there. I would be betting with my heart by taking Boston College plus 1.5. I kind of would just go money line 105 there, though. Northwestern versus Iowa. I kind of like going Iowa here. Northwestern hasn't shown much at all. Cheesemonger. Don't give him any ideas. He'll make a new alter ego that way. North Carolina versus Georgia Tech. I kind of like that. I think North Carolina is due to get the ball rolling. Sam Howell, I think, is firmly right now, other than Matt Corral, I still think that Sam Howell has more just natural talent than Matt Corral at Ole Miss, but he'll probably be the top quarterback taken over Spencer Rattler. I think deservingly so. But I do like North Carolina minus 12 here. Oof. Iowa minus 23. Yeah, that's probably a good bet there too as well. Indiana versus Western Kentucky. I mean, Indiana stinks. But they're probably going to have one good game. Maybe it's against them. These spreads are tough. I don't like any of these games. I don't even want to watch them. Come on, give us something. Ooh, UCLA versus Stanford. UCLA just lost to Fresno State, who is a good team. I kind of want to go UCLA here. I think they bounce back and show Stanford that they should stay up north in California and not come down and hang out with the celebrities down in LA. So we're going to go there. USC versus Oregon State. I don't remember how Oregon or USC did. First game with the new head coach. I just didn't watch much college football because I was having too much fun in Piscataway. Louisville versus Florida State. Louisville all the way, -1. That might be my lock of the week there. Florida State stinks. Louisville looked pretty sharp against Taylor. We watched this game. Who'd they beat? UCF on like a really awesome pick six that gave them the win. We're going all in on Louisville -1.5. However, it is in Tallahassee, but we're going to lock that in. Alabama probably covers this against Southern Miss -45. Georgia versus Vanderbilt, 35 points. Now, I think this is a good – I just want to look at this real quickly. What's worse, ACC or Pac-12? Right now, it's got to be the ACC. I mean, Clemson is not in a position right now to win the national championship with the way that they're playing, or even make the playoffs. Really, like they already have a loss. They need to win the ACC. They'll probably be facing either UNC, Virginia Tech, UVA, one of those teams who they're obviously better than, but they need to win the ACC championship to get in. The Pac-12 right now with Oregon's good. Oregon's playing really, really well. Got to give them respect. So right now, because of Oregon and the Pac-12 really not disappointing as much as the ACC, like every single ranked ACC team, I believe, has a loss. So that's a problem. Going back to Georgia, what I wanted to say is like, obviously Georgia is leaps and bounds better than Michigan, but it's nice to see that we're not favored or 35-point underdogs against Michigan. I'm sure it'll be a little different when we play maybe Penn State or, Penn State or Ohio State, but I think that's a good barometer check for where Greg Schiano has the program right now. Oklahoma versus West Virginia. Oklahoma's riding high off of a really they almost gave that game away against Virginia Tech. Sorry, Virginia Tech fans that lost, that they lost that game. We wanted to see that win. But West Virginia, it's tough to play there. What's on the menu tonight? We will get to that. I will explain what I had. But yeah, I think I would go Oklahoma here. And that's I kind of want to go over too. Oklahoma can score. LSU versus Mississippi State. I'm going Mississippi State here. Mississippi State got robbed. They got robbed by the refs against Memphis. I don't think they let that happen to them 2 weeks in a row. Connecticut stinks. Bet against them. Texas stinks. So does Texas Tech. Kind of like Iowa State -7 here versus Baylor. Oh, this might be the lock of the week right here. Folks. Florida or Tennessee going to the swamp in Gainesville, Florida. 18.5 points. Florida nearly beat Alabama in the swamp. Tennessee is a bad football team, bad culture. They should have kept Greg Schiano when they had the chance. They didn't, and here we are. I do think Florida wins this game. I think this is a safe bet. I hope I'm not wrong, but I like Florida a lot here. Oh my goodness, guys. Excuse me. If I'm making you – let me get an F in the chat if you yawned when I yawned. If you yawned when I yawned, let me get an F in the chat. Wow. Stanford at USC will have 14 pylon camera views. Rare for college football. Shout out to Pylon Cam. Let me get a shout out of the Pylon Cam in the chat. 3G. When I say 3, you say G. 3G. 3G. Does that mean Florida versus compared to Michigan? No, I don't think so. I think Florida is a heavy favorite if they were to play Michigan. The reason that Rutgers is favored by or underdog 20 points is this is our first test of the season, our toughest game thus far away. It's tough. I think that Tennessee probably has more talent on the team, but I think I would love to watch that game. It's tough to compare it though. We got some G's in the chat. I think I would say we're trending more up than Tennessee is. They obviously have a little bit more talent than we do, and an awesome stadium and a fan base that wants to be successful just as bad as ours does. They obviously have way more history than we do. But this is a SEC matchup. This comes with a lot more than Rutgers versus Michigan, in my opinion. But I think this is a safer bet than betting what you would down here for Michigan -20. I do think Rutgers can even if they're 3 and out, they're gonna be pinning Michigan deep pretty much on every drive. So you take the 20 points there with Rutgers, and I think you're feeling okay. I really do. What else we got? Oh, this might be the lock right here. But this is a trap game for Michigan State. You know, Michigan State riding high off of a huge win at Miami, I believe. But they're a better team there than Nebraska. You know, they're doing everything right. Nebraska's doing everything wrong. That might be another safe bet. Michigan State -5. I'm not touching Clemson, North Carolina State because I just don't trust Clemson to cover there, and I'm not going to bet against Clemson to not cover. So it's just not something to do. Michigan State could be overrated. They could be. Shit. But I do like Louisville. What's their quarterback's name? Malik something. He was awesome against UCF. Definitely watch him play. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he is just as important to his team as Lamar Jackson was. So this is the third lock of the week. I didn't say necessarily lock. I said maybe. I never gave any guarantees. What else we got? Auburn. Bo Nix is not a good quarterback. Washington, no. Oregon probably covers this, but again, huge spread. Arizona's not good. Oregon is good. This is an interesting line. This is a very interesting line. Texas A&M at Arkansas. Arkansas is obviously high. They beat Texas 2 weeks ago. What do I think about UConn? Are you using voice to text, sir? But I definitely Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher, man, good coach. They got some dogs on that field. I don't know much about Arkansas, but that's under a touchdown, man. I think Texas A&M wins that game. I guess that concludes the slate. So if I had to give one pick, I really think Louisville -1.5. I no, man. I don't want to. I kind of like this actually. I think we're gonna stick it in conference. We're sticking it in the conference, and we're going. No, I'm not. I can't. I'm not gonna. I don't give my pick for Rutgers. I'm just not gonna do that because that would be me betting with my heart. I'm not saying Rutgers can't cover this spread, but when I look at a line that is most attractive, Michigan State can run the ball. Kenneth Walker is a beast running back. I think they win this game by 2 scores probably. So that's where I'm looking right now. Like I said, trap game, but if I had to pick a game, I'm picking Michigan State, Nebraska. So that's my pick there. I don't have much more else for anybody. This was fun. I'm gonna have to obviously look into what's going on with being able to share your screen on YouTube. That was a bit of a bummer. That made it a little bit difficult, but at the same time, I think it worked out. I think we had fun. Game of the week to watch other than Rutgers. Like I said, there's nothing that really pops. But I feel like the Texas A&M Arkansas game might be really good. I really do. What else? Let me just quickly browse before I sign off for the night. Like I said, this isn't like we were teased the first week. The first week was like awesome. It was so awesome. But we haven't had the Notre Dame Wisconsin game. It probably won't be the most exciting game, but it'll have the best atmosphere. You know, you may be thinking they're playing in Chicago. You know, one team's in Indiana, the other team's South Bend, Indiana. Yeah, South Bend, Madison, Wisconsin. Right in the middle, you have Chicago. It's not far from Madison. I can't imagine it's far from South Bend. Those fans are going to travel. They're all in Chicago anyway, working and eating cheese and Italian beef sandwiches. So we're going to go with the Notre Dame Wisconsin game. It should be really fun. 12 o'clock, and that'll lead you into the Rutgers Michigan game. So really awesome. Let's see. Dinner slate. People finish with the prayer. All right, hold on. Actually, Taylor, can you grab me my wallet, please? I will finish with the prayer. What was I going to say? Give me your guarantees. We don't tease. We're men and women. What was I going to say? Dinner slate. Dinner slate. look, my dad gave me these prayers that I keep in my pocket with a picture of Taylor that's very faded. Fan Creed, no. These prayers are too long. I can't do it. I'm not gonna do that. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Amen. Okay, that was the prayer. Damn it, what was I gonna say? Dinner slate. What did we do Monday? Oh gosh, Taylor, you have to help me out. I don't remember what we ate on Monday. I don't remember what we ate. Oh no. Oh, we made like beef shawarma pita. So got it from Trader Joe's. Grilled it up, super easy. Lettuce, tomato, onion, a little bit of tzatziki, a little bit of hummus, a little bit of crushed habaneros. Warm up the pita, warmed up some falafel, sandwich, bang, awesome dinner. Last night, again, I can't remember what we had last night. Oh, last night we had pumpkin ravioli. Taylor wanted pumpkin ravioli from Trader Joe's. They were awesome. Recommend it to everybody. What else did I make on the side with that? I made a vegetable. I can't remember. No cheesesteak egg rolls, but I definitely want to make that. I have the apartment to myself this weekend. I'm gonna make everything: wings, cheesesteak egg rolls. What else? Quesadillas. It's all gonna be happening from when I wake up to when I finish. I'm cooking and I'm yeeting. Lastly, today I found this recipe I just was looking for easy meals because I cooked so much last weekend. It was just like a Trader Joe's salad bag, and it was like that, mixed vegetables with like snow peas, I guess cabbage, maybe some kale and broccoli. And then there was like sobo noodles, which are just like really light, I guess, rice noodles. I'm not really sure what they are. And it came with the dressing. So I made all of that. I made broccolini, and I also made some salmon to put in that. And just put it all together, and it was delicious. Super easy, super cheap, very tasty, healthy, good way to go. Tomorrow, I'll be making another easy meal. Kept it easy at Trader Joe's this week. It is spinach artichoke. It is going to be frozen spinach artichoke dip with that you'll like just microwave or put in the oven to cook. Some farfalle pasta, chicken sausage. You put that all together and you have a spinach artichoke sausage pasta meal. So looking forward to it. The boys want, how is the seasoning on the cast iron? Seasoned it 2 days ago. Came out wonderfully. Smooth, so shiny, amazing. Love my pan. Got to keep good care of it. That's what I do. So that concludes the stream this week. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Went a little long. Got to work through some bugs here, but appreciate everybody tuning in. It was fun. And I've never seen it. But you haven't seen the inside of a grocery store. Who are you kidding? I don't even know if you could find like an apple in a grocery store where milk is. I really don't know. Anyway, shout out 03. Let's hope he has a great game against Michigan. Proves why he's one of the best defenders in the country. And okay, YouTube, we're here to stay. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna figure out better ways to share our screen. But I appreciate everybody tuning in, sticking around to the end. And as you know, keep chopping. See everybody later.